What could have been the primary factor of this move?
I'm not surprised, and I think markets, if you look at last week, markets were having a lot of strength. It was in a euphoric scenario. The only question mark which came about, according to me, in the last 2-3 days, is the election results, which probably is not what the market was expecting, at least in the Indian context, and that has probably unnerved some of the bulls or some of the speculative positions that has been seen. That's one. Second, uncertainty on FOMC, what was going to happen, whether you are going to see an immediate increase in rates, and if that's not going to come, that's going to come probably 9 months down the line or whatever. You're not going to see a huge impact of flow of reversal of that money which came to India going back, or that reversal not happening. So I think the cues coming from this is, yes, the election results have come, and that has probably got digested by now. That ruling party has not got a easy win, or like they've lost. Some of the opposition parties have gained. That's a big positive, which is being seen from the market, that from a point of view, if you deliver, you'll continue to be there. So you can't sit quiet. That's the message which is coming. Second is FOMC. So to my mind, the optimistic view that still remains, what we have said in our report of top picks still continues, no change.
Okay. Sreesankar, hi, good to see you in today. Can you give us a sense in terms of how you would approach the metal stocks? Despite JSPL rising 3% today, it's seen a lot of volatility. Obviously, a lot of it is news-based, but we've seen some China data also, which has been quite negative or not as per expectations. What would your approach to metals be?
See, let's look at commodities per se. When you say metals, both ferrous and non-ferrous, we all know that China is the largest producer of be it in terms of steel, aluminum, etc. Slowdown in that market will definitely have a far-reaching consequence in almost all the raw material linked to those metals, be it bauxite, be it iron ore, be it coal, coking coal, and everything. So what you have seen is Chinese news not coming positive. In fact, the slowdown or the property prices falling, economy slowing down, all these news is not good news for commodities. And in the metal space, I think because of some shutdown in smelters, aluminum has moved up over the last 3 months. Otherwise, we have seen almost all the commodities still continuing, base commodities continuing to remain subdued. Now, in the Indian context, what we have also seen is all the Indian companies, I would rather say, that had got used to a subsidized iron ore or coal scenario within the country, because there used to be a huge difference between the international prices and the domestic price. With the domestic prices getting periodically increased, you have reached a level wherein there is almost like a parity from what international prices and the domestic prices have reached. So which means that the commodities in the entire metal space need to be looked in from a global perspective very clearly in terms of profitability. If global indicators are showing that it's going to go down, then you have a problem.
Okay, some news on Pashwanath transferring development rights in Sona project Gurgaon to Supertech. So that stock should come up for you. Pashwanath doing well, as are most of the real estate stocks, doing up 2.5%. Sreesankar, a call on real estate names, high beta in nature, but today some of the stocks are doing quite well.
Yeah, well, we don't actively cover real estate. But having said that, let me say that I'm of a firm view that a lot of these real estate stocks need to be looked at the regional advantage these stocks have. And I, for one, do not believe that to a great extent a pan-India presence gives an advantage to many of the real estate developers, because the regional dynamics are different. The way you need to handle regional projects is also so different. So that view still continues. And
okay. All right, Sreesankar, I wanted your opinion on a couple of these mid-cap IT stocks. Say something like a Polaris, which is up 8% today. We have Hexaware, which is gaining around 7% today. As a whole, what's your approach towards mid-cap IT, especially going into earnings now?
See, our IT analyst has been extremely bullish on that sector. And the main reason for the entire IT sector positive attitude from our side has been the demand environment that exists in the US. And US, if the demand environment continues to remain what it is like today, you should turn out to see more and more orders coming in for the IT company. This is general. Now, when you come back to individual stocks like Polaris, Hexaware, that's more stock-specific, company-specific issues which has been there. Even if you look at something like Polaris, last 10 years the return might not have been anything great. Now, Hexaware has gone through a management change, gone through various issues that has come about, and now our analyst also believes that that stock is worth having a look, and very clearly from a point of view from investments. So I don't want to generalize the two specific stocks with what general view that we have on the IT industry.
Sreesankar, the stock that's been re-rated this month is Hero MotoCorp. How would you be positioned on that one?
I would rather say the Hero MotoCorp had got re-rated, had done very well over the past few months, but it has probably in a stabilization mode in the last couple of months before it had a jump again. If you look at the company per se, it has been having a double-digit growth rate in volumes so far in the current year, and I think it continues to do so.
Okay. Sreesankar, I wanted to ask you about Sun Pharmaceuticals. The news yesterday has been taken quite positively by the entire analyst community. But do you think that Sun Pharma could rise beyond the levels that we've seen more decisively, simply because there is that overhang with regards to, the Halol facility inspection which still waits?
See, the issue with regard to companies like this, be it Sun, be it in Lupin, be it even Cipla, many of these companies, I'm just taking a few names out here, need not necessarily in that order. When the FDA inspection comes in, every time people highlight it, it becomes a big negative, and probably the stocks gets corrected from those levels. And now once it's done and dusted, if they get if they are nothing untoward is found there, if they get a clean sheet, stocks go back to the earlier levels, in simple terms like business as usual. So I think I would rather look at Sun Pharma. Sun Pharma must be one of the single largest holding in terms of FIIs and mutual funds portfolio together, along with some probably Dr. Reddy's, etc. So you will see the news like this, if it happens, probably if somebody decides to reduce the weighting in Sun Pharma, increase the weight in Cipla, because Cipla was fairly underweight in many portfolios, you will see this shift happening, etc. for the time being. After that, it's business as usual. Your performance-wise will keep on taking you to whichever way. And what we need to be note during this particular period, for a week, a month, these stocks may behave, may underperform, or huge outperformance may come. We need to take it over a longer period of time to see how these performances are.
Okay. All right, fair enough, Sreesankar. We leave it at that. Thanks very much, as always, for joining in. Pleasure. So that's the view coming in from Prabhudas Lilladher. And remember that you can catch that entire conversation on Money.